I am doing another Series X HDMI that looks like it's been done before, but yeah, because the sticker has clearly been pulled back before. So we get to see somebody else's work, which is always fun. I'm over here, by the way. Oh, wait, I just realized something. Unless you really want to look at me backwards. Transform. Oh, yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better. There's nobody here, but whatever. Everybody's watching Fortifix. By everybody, I mean like 6 of us. But that's cool. I got nothing brewing today, really, except for this. And I finished my medical devices yesterday. Those were fun. Set up a different camera angle. Hopefully that's good. Let me see what it looks like. Yeah, it's a pretty good camera angle. Right? I think, anyway, let me see. Maybe I can make it better. Let's see. It would be like put it right where the customer sits. And maybe down a little. Yeah, I think that's good. It's good enough anyway, right? Again, I'm talking to myself, so whatever. Love talking to myself. But I am live, which is, I'm told I should do more, so I am live. So I don't want to hear any complaints. I wonder who worked on this before. It'd be nice to know. I should always ask. I got this thing the wrong way too, because I'm a victim of certain. I always put them this way, not the other way. So, yeah, that's just the way I put them. Let's see. So far, it's not a bad job. I mean, that's not saying much. I haven't done anything yet, but you know, normally there's stuff missing. Not in this one. So far, so good. I am watching Fortifix as well, so I'll pretend I'm talking to him. Right, Mr. Fortifix, I hear you. Yes, that is interesting. I see James is in there doing, giving tips out. Gotta love James. He is the man. This thing is kind of bent, but that's because people don't tape these things back before you. Like I just tape them back so I don't bend them, but I mean that's so minor. If I'm nitpicking, you know. So far all the screws are here. That's good. It would be funny if I did this one, you know, just in my past, and I just developed different plan of attack now where I didn't do like taping them back before, and now I do, you know. It'd be funny. But so far it doesn't look bad. So I have nothing to complain about yet. I have Domino's pizza, by the way. So that's pretty good. All right, all the screws are out. So far, so good. Sometimes, not all the time, but a lot of times I like to put, like I'll take a piece of tape that's already spent and I'll put it on there. Really that's just to protect it from getting all dust on it and stuff and not being sticky. So, again, these things that I find the best way to do it is just pop them. I don't know if anybody else does that, but I pop them like that, and it works fantastic. So far, this is really clean. This has been really clean. I don't have any complaints so far. All the screws appear to be here, which is nice. So far, so good. For somebody else's repair, it's not so bad. Not yet. I haven't seen the bad part yet. So we'll see the bad part together, which is, you know, the HDMI. We'll have to inspect that all together and see what it looks like. But so far, so good. Again, I don't take this screw out so that the power supply could remain in there. I like doing that because less work. Less work. Less worky means more play. I don't know. That's stupid. But it is a little less work not having to do all the screws. And then, you know, you don't have to fight the power supply flopping everywhere, or just, you know, you don't have to take the power supply off and put it somewhere else. You just basically, I'm just basically taking the screws off and leaving the power supply there, which I think is good. What's Fortifix working on a PS5 Pro? I'm just listening to him. I should turn him on the big screen while I'm watching. So, all right, we got this guy out. We are dealing with a Gen 1, you know, a Generation 1, because it's got these side clips. You got to push them in securely, and then at the same time, you got to pull it out so you don't damage these. You got to push them in securely, pull it out at the same time. It's very important. Then this one, you just press the thing in, take the screw out. So now you're good to take the bottom off once you take the rubber band off. Again, I keep the rubber band right here in its place, so that way I don't lose it and I don't forget it. So I keep it here when I'm putting it back together. I place it right here, and there's no way I can forget that, basically. So, I mean, you do you, but this is the way I do it. And I think the way I do it has been refined for myself to work faster and not harder. Okay, somebody took the trouble of putting this thing back on, so it's not that tight. I could just, this one, I could just rip it off. So, no, they don't come off. They don't come off that easy, just so you know. But I'm going to throw that out because I don't find that there's actually a purpose for it. And we get to look. It appears that all the traces are still there. It's just a messy port. So I think we're good as far as traces go. I'm going to take this thing off. And again, I take this stuff off, and mainly because I hate it. So I feel like I just take it off just to do that. So, and I will put it back on. I just put it right here by the screws, and then I'll put it back on in a bit. Sometimes you could wipe this with it, right? So now you only have a little bit of green stuff on your finger, and it's a little better. For me, it's a little better. I don't know what they got going on over here. It looks like when whoever did it in a pretty dirty environment. So the green stuff is kind of filthy now. Yeah. So again, I take these and I give them two little squeezes on each one, and then I go back to the first one, and I'll take that all the way out. Then I'll go to the opposite, take that one all the way out, and the opposite here, take that one all the way out, and just keep going, vice versa, and all that. Not vice versa. Just keep going like that. Now pop it apart. Now it looks like pretty good. I'll just add some. I don't see really a reason to clean it off completely. It's still relatively good. It's still moist. People hate that name. People hate that word. This thing is actually, I gotta say, not bad. Whoever did this before me It's pretty tight. They didn't, I mean, they used a little bit of extra heat, but it's not terrible. I see this here ESD. It's still intact. I don't trust it because I didn't do it last time, so I don't know how weak it is. So what I might do, actually what I'm definitely going to do, I'm going to take this cap, take this cap here, and turn it around, and I'm going to place it on here, and then cap and tape the cap in, this cap. And that way I don't have to worry about the ESD so much, you know? Go back to the camera angle. I'm going to go to scene. So, you guys might think that's a good idea. I don't know. Again, this is refined ideas from, you know, from me screwing up things. I've come across different ideas that help me as a technician. And I don't expect that everybody does the same thing, but this is the stuff that helps me. So now I don't have to worry, because I didn't touch it before, so I don't know how much heat was put on it originally. So you could end up with a bad ESD that way, and you know, it could end up falling off. So I just like to put that little cover on for now, and then I'll put this in my vise for my microscope holder, which used to be a microphone holder, but now it's a microscope holder. Okay, I'll put that on and get my Newport ready, and not a cigarette, an actual Newport. Go to 480. I'm going to lower the temp a little bit to 440, because it's been done before. I don't have to go with high heat. And I don't even have to pre-tin the lines, but I'm going to do it anyway. But technically, I don't have to pre-tin these because it's been done before. I know the melting temperature is going to be lower on this, but where's my flux? All right, so I'm gonna hit them up. It's not a terrible job that they did. It's actually pretty good. Let's see. Let me take this. I appreciate you for being here, whoever's here, hanging out with me and doing this port with me. I appreciate it. I will take a look at chat on occasion, and so far nothing. So I guess everybody's good. Nobody has any suggestions. All is well. Cool. I'm still listening to Fortifix as well, so he's a good person. I like to give him his views and stuff, you know, just like anybody else on here. Thing is taking a little longer than I thought it would, because I figured it's got the leaded solder on there already. I thought, oh, there it goes. I figured it would come off pretty damn easy. Turns out it did come off pretty damn easy. Let me add some solder here. Yeah, solder on those. No problems. Oh, you don't see me at all. Let me move it over a little bit. There you go. Now you see. I'm going to clean this off a little bit before I add the heat to go back in with the Newport, and clean off my flux a little bit, just so it's not overly dirty, you know. It's already burnt flux. There's no reason to, even though it sounds like shit, until this charges. Apparently it's not charging up for me, so that's why you didn't hear me. I'm going to find a different charger for this and charge it up. I just have to find a charger, and I do apologize for that. I appreciate you telling me, because it would have been a long time before I realized that I wasn't working anymore. you know. And I have to find one of those charging cables for this stupid thing. I can't believe that happened. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. What was I doing? Charging this. I look for a charger. Look for a cable to charge it with. You would think that would be easy in a repair shop, but apparently not. What I'm going to do is remove the charger from here, charge my microphone with it. I'll turn this back on as soon as it gets a little bit of charge. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I do have a microphone back on. I'll turn this overhead off because it sounds like crap. But stream can recommend a bit rate. We recommend open widget. Can you guys hear me? Is that? Am I good now? I'll assume you can, but thanks for letting me know. Appreciate it. So back to my previous statement. I was just cleaning the flux off, but this is how it looks now. Looks nice. There's really no, you know, I don't know. Like, what else do you expect? What I do is I give it a little, you know, a little Dave test, and I try to rip it off. Because if I could rip it off, then so could the customer, you know. And I'm not even going to touch those pins unless there's a problem. Because I find that people always use flux there and then try to solder something that's already soldered. If you give it a stress test, then you know it's soldered. My rates 2, 3 is good, 4 is good, 4 is good, 5 is a ground, 6 and 7 is data, 8 is a ground, 9 data, 10 data, 11 ground, 12 data, 13 data, 14 is good. Yeah, it's corrosive for sure. 15, 16 is good, 17 is a ground, 18, and 19 finally. So we're good on all the ports. I don't have to, you know, if you want to see it in the microscope, you're more than welcome to. Let me show you, because, you know, you paid for the full experience. So you paid for the whole experience. Let me give you the whole experience. Here we go. See the solder made it up the leg nice. I know it's very hard to see. My nose is so itchy. Let's see. Let me grab this light. There we go. I ordered my Paul Daniels ring light, but it hasn't come in yet. I just ordered it, to be fair. So you see the legs have traveled up, and I'm able to do that. All the legs are soldered nice. All the flux solder made it up the legs. There's no residual flux around here that can corrode anything. The inside of this thing looks good. You'll have to take my word for it, because I can't show you the inside unless I do. Maybe I do this. I can show you the inside. Let me see. Let me see if I can show you the inside. Oh, I'm on the wrong mic. Hold on. Scene. There's a scene for you. And you can see the inside. Inside looks nice. No melting. No, nothing like that. So, it's a good job. That's what I'm trying to say. You can take my word for it. Let me go back to chat and see if you guys are seeing anything that I have missed. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Let's see. Just don't start the airbrush. The airbrusher looks nice. A little bit low, but I can hear. Okay. Yeah, I assume I'm going to work back over here, and then you're going to be able to hear me because the microphone's sitting right here. So I'll give this a little wipe down. A little wipe down here, a little wipe down here. I mean, truthfully, if I folded this over, there was enough on here for 3 CPUs. I don't know why people use that much. You know, it doesn't do any better of a job if you use more. It does the same job. As a matter of fact, I think this is probably. I've said it before. I think this stuff is worse than the original factory one. So what I do is I just put a line right down there. So that's what I do, and that's been enough. And you don't get all this. This is filthy. I mean, he really put enough for, and it was liquidy too. Like, I don't know what he used, the last guy, but it wasn't very good. What I like to do is just squeeze these in, just pinch them a little bit, right? Because that'll give it. If you just pinch them, it'll kind of give you a little more. You know, when it sucks back down, it'll give you your heatsink adhesion or whatever. So there we go. I'm gonna put this thing back. Put that on. Start each screw, and I'm gonna try to do them as evenly as I can because I feel like, you know, I don't want to. Here's a little trick. So if you really wanted to get them all in at this, you know, you don't really want to take great care on getting these in, and you just wanted to get them down as fast as humanly possible, you could do this. Just hold this part down while you're screwing this in. So you do. Oh, I had it in reverse. That's funny. Where did that go? Now, let's try that again. Aluminum screws, I think. Okay. So you could push this down as you're screwing this down and give it that evenness and just hold it down so like this, watch. So this is down, but this is being pushed down, so it's kind of even. And now I got that down, so you could do the same with the other side. I don't know. That's just a little stupidness, a little trick. Use it, don't use it. I mean, honestly, if you don't have enough time to go around each screw and somehow get it down evenly, maybe you should lighten up your work a little bit. And, I don't know. Maybe you're taking on too much work. So I think that's backwards, right? Let me see. Yeah, this is the right way. So this one you just stick in. You'll hear like a click. No problem. You want to grab your top half. Okay. I already fluffed these up a little bit, so I know that's good already. There's nothing here. Oh, I almost forgot this. So I take my silly putty again. My roll. I'll split it in half. Drop one on this side and one on this side. And that'll get that bob back in that I avoided earlier because I didn't want to get it on my bench. So now this is in. Okay. Don't forget to plug this in. Okay. Make sure it's tight. You just want to press down as firmly as you can. And then put that in. Make sure that's firm as well. I'm going to grab my top part here. I'm going to put that back on. And I'm going to take 4 screws right here. 1, dos. Oh, you see this? I didn't do that, by the way, but somebody broke that. Somebody went over tighten. See, you got to be careful with these screws. You over tighten this, you'll break the plastic. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I'll just get my 4 screws in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so there's my 4 ports, 4 screws. I could put this down. I will put this thing back on because if I don't put it back on now, I generally forget it. Don't ask me why, but I definitely forget things that if I think of it, just do it. If you think of it in the moment, you say, I don't want to forget this, don't wait, just do it. So you don't forget it, you know? A lot of people do that. They say, oh, I don't want to forget this, but them not, and then they end up forgetting it anyway. So just, you know, if you say, oh, let me remember where my keys are. Well, don't remember where your keys are, just put the keys in a good spot, you know? All right, so is my power is in, my HDMI is in rather. I'm going to grab my port here. I'm going to listen for that click, click. It's just satisfying click. There's no pushing in on it. There's nothing like that. You just push it in. You don't have to do anything else. My TV is on, and I just need to plug it in. Okay, it's plugged in. You could probably see the TV through the other camera, so I'm going to turn it on. Why is this not working? My TV. My TV's being a dick. Let me turn off my TV. I think I have to unplug it. Something going on with my TV. It won't power off. I'm going to go and turn off my TV the manual way. Why? Where is the TV plug? How did that happen? I just unplugged the TV. Oh, maybe I didn't unplug the TV. Okay. Apparently I had to plug in the TV in the wrong spot. All right. Right now the thing is on, so hopefully I'm not sitting here talking and it hasn't came on yet. Hopefully it has come on already. Let's see. Is my TV broken? That's not a good sign. I think my TV just broke. I can't turn it on. Maybe the remote control is broke. Let me try the regular power button. Oh, what's going on with my TV? Oh, there it goes. That just scared me. I was like, oh no, my TV. I'm still wondering if it works. Okay. Okay. Come on, man. Come on, TV. Start Peacock. I don't know what that means, but. Input. 4. Oh, battery on the remote control is low. That kind of explains a lot. All right, so that's good. I'll do a wiggle test. And you can see on the other camera, the wiggle test is definitely working. I really wiggle it good. So I really beat the shit out of them here because I don't want them to go bad on the customer, you know. So I really beat the crap out of it here, which makes sense. So you just want to make sure that light's off before you unplug it. That's on every console, by the way, not just the PS4, probably 5 rather. And then you're going to take your blue thing, and I've said this before, don't forget to do it. There's a lot of people, including myself, have done this where I don't take it off. I go to rip it out, and I rip the connector off for the, what do you call that connector? Whatever connector this is, I rip it off. So You don't want to do that. So just remember always to, if you don't want to do that, always, always, always take that cable out. As if you were doing it the first time, every time. So, just screwing everything down now. It doesn't take that long. I love Series X's for that reason. The only thing I hate about the Series X is the price of the port is significantly more than a PS5 port. But to me, the work is significantly less. A lot of people don't like these, and they complain about them. Personally, I find them easier to do, and I didn't always feel that way. It was sometimes it was a learning process on how to do these things. It took me a while, but once I learned a system that works for me, I really don't mind doing these anymore. I prefer these over a PS5, actually. So I know that's pretty strange to hear somebody say, but to me these are just easier. Okay. Especially if you have like a good working system, for these things. Like I do, I know where every screw goes. I don't have to second guess. I don't have to mark it. I don't have to do anything. We did hear the sound from HDMI. Where's that big screw? Oh, right here. There's a little screw there. There's a little screw here. And where else? You should have one more fine thread screw. Okay. And we'll put it all back together. It's already pretty clean, so I don't have to go crazy cleaning it. Put these back on, 1 and 2. Put these screws in here. There's green ones. There's 3 of them. And always keep one for yourself, so that way you have extra screws. Every time you do one, just keep an extra screw for yourself. You'll thank me later. Naturally, I'm joking. I don't keep any screws. I'm just kind of making fun because they do put 3 here, and technically if you put 2 in there, I don't think anybody would notice. That's all I'm saying. I don't think anybody would care. So this here, you just make sure that when you put it on the right way, you take a little plastic spudger and you check your modem or router connections and try again. So I take that and I do that. And you heard that click in because it becomes even with that. And then there's one more screw here. Then there's one screw here, and that's what holds it all together. So now you got that. You just check your fan. If it's dirty, give it a little wipe. This one's pretty good though. Can't complain about this one. It's not bad. I've seen worse. Okay, so that's done. I'm gonna put this back in. Put you back in. Take my tape off. And then put this one back in. You gotta remember to press the thing down here. And then to put this one back in, there's no pressing, it's just a click. Just listen for the click. You put all the screws back in, your fan. Somebody text Michael and let him know that his machine is done. Just kidding, I'm talking to myself. Literally talking to myself. Okay. This only goes on one way, so what you do is you line that one up. If you take this, right, and you flip it, and you line this up and it doesn't go on, you know that you have it backwards. Just take it and flip it and then put it on. And now you know it's the right way. You just click it in. Okay? It's pretty easy to do. take this, shove that back in, and then what you want to do is, if this is dirty and you realize it's dirty, just take yourself a swab and some alcohol. Take yourself a swab and alcohol and just clean it real quick, and that'll make it sticky again once it dries. Of course, don't forget the screw. I mean, that's the whole reason why you're actually putting it in, right? Don't forget to screw it in. Which I've done. I've definitely done. After I got this thing back on, I looked down and there's still 2 screws there. I'm like, well, how did that happen? So, yeah. I don't remember where that screw came from, unless I didn't put one on. I don't remember. I put the 3 here, I put the 2 here. I don't remember where that came from. Oh, anyway, that's what I'm saying. Now you got an extra screw, see? And if this is not sticky, you could just heat it up if you wanted to. But somebody's been on here before, so they kind of did their own thing, you know, to the screw. Let's see. Input 4. Plug it back in and send it off to the customer and let them know his shit is done. Where is my HDMI? There we go. Fan is spinning. And let me get a keyboard. Get myself a wireless keyboard and check to see if it's 4K. Make sure we could go into 4K, or make sure it is 4K. Oh, it's already 4K. All right. So we know 4K is working. Our ESD is good. All is well. I'm just going to text Mr. Michael and let him know his thing is done. And let him know. Send them off. And he'll probably come and pick it up today, I'd imagine. He was kind of adamant about that, getting it back. How we looking, guys? Why do I see no picture? What happened to the picture? Did I run out of battery or something? What happened? I feel like we had a picture. What happened to the picture? Let me go back over to... This thing's really hot. I wonder if it kind of just overheated. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not getting any picture. Did my wireless go down or something? Feels like my wireless went down. Hey, thanks. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. Sorry about the thing going down. I don't know what happened. Got 59 now, so I think I changed IPs maybe. Let's see, Droid Cam, properties. I think we went over to deactivate and activate it again and see if we can get the picture back. So far, no. I think it maybe needs a restart. Deactivate, and then I'm trying to activate it again. Let's see. Activate. Yeah, there's no picture in that. I'm not sure what happened. I gotta restart that phone. This is the Droid Cam. It's being dumb, being stupid. Restart the phone, maybe. Restart the phone and see what happens. I don't know when the picture went out. I feel like I caught it out of the corner of my eye. Maybe it's been out for a while. But it's not important. All right. So that was the job at hand. Really, not much going on as far as that goes. Um, I know you guys. I just came to see some idiot do an HDMI port, and I was that idiot. But everything works good. I notified the customer, and they'll come pick it up. Other than that, I really have nothing else to say. I appreciate you all watching. Um, Catch me again if you like it. Like, subscribe. Maybe you picked up some good tips while I was doing it. That would be nice too. Um, you never know where you pick up a tip. Like I was watching something the other day. I forgot who it was, but they did something that I really liked. It might have been Zach. And sure enough, I ended up adapting that into my own work. So you just never know where you're going to pick up the next tip, you know. Connect using Droid Cam to your computer. All right, so this works now. Just I don't know what happened to it, but it's working now. Let's see. Does it officially work, or am I being fooled? No, it's working now. So let's see. Here we go. Yeah. So that's it, man. I did watch Zach's new video. Yeah, he was going over. So he has something. It's funny too because he has something that. Let me take this off. He has something on there that I found funny because it turns out I do the same thing. I do this. I hook them up to a lanyard, and that's how I do my thing, my probes, right? So I just hang them up here, and then when I need them, like this part is on the lanyard, so that way. And what I see is lanyard. It's actually a lanyard, a legit lanyard, and that's what keeps my wires out of the way. And I thought that was hysterical because he bought that. But when I'm done with them, I hang them back up here. That's what I do. So it is pretty funny that he has something like that. Mine is a little cheaper, obviously. If you could just get a lanyard from your school or whatever, you could use the lanyard, and you know. And like I said, this here, this is a microscope holder, and I use it for my hot air. So I have one on top and one on the bottom for my hot air, and that's how I am able to hold the hot air here. And I don't have to sit. I could use both hands on the top. So, and I don't know if you caught that trick I did with using the HDMI, using the SSD cover to cover the ESD, but that's a nifty trick. I saw that in somebody else's video, so you never know what you're going to see and what you're watching. So it's really cool. It's a great community. Never not. I mean, even on bad, even in bad videos, and I don't mean to say bad as in like what I mean to say is bad technicians or technicians that just started. Sometimes you see something that you could kind of pick up on, like I did the other day. Yeah, I did the other day. I saw somebody like I did the same thing when I first started. I injected voltage in pretty much everything I did, you know. Um, and I didn't know there was clearly uh, there's clearly bad things you can happen when you're injecting voltage. And I knew there's bad things that could happen when you're injecting voltage, but I assumed, oh, this is a 12-volt rail. I assume it could handle 6 volts without any issue, you know. But it's not that. It's what's past the rail. So I didn't really understand that at first, and I didn't understand like, oh, if you find a low impedance versus a short, you know, there's a huge difference between low impedance and a short. And if you mistake the low impedance for a short, and you decide to inject voltage, you probably are harming what's ever past that, you know, unless you do a small amount of voltage. But when you say, oh, 1 volt is not working, I can't see it, and you go, I'll try 2 or 1.5, or I can't see 2, I'm going to try 2.5. You know, that's when things, you know, these power supplies that we have, these test power supplies we have, they don't they don't go off. They don't have any voltage protection. They'll just keep pumping voltage in, no matter what. So, you know, it's not going to shut off because that's what we need them for. We need them to see shorts. So this one guy I was watching, mistaken low impedance for a short and continued to inject voltage in this person's PS5. He didn't stop to look at the UART codes. It was a PS5 Pro, no less. He didn't stop to look at the UART codes. He didn't stop to check the standby voltages and stuff. All he did, the first thing he did, he started poking around for shorts, finds a low impedance, and decides, oh, I'm going to inject voltage in that. Probably ruining the PS5 Pro forever. I mean, listen, the Pro might have been ruined anyway, but, you know, in this person's mind, he didn't know he did anything wrong, and he still doesn't. He still thinks he did fine. He still thinks he did a good job. Yeah, you have to know your point. It's not even the point, but you have to know first, like that one guy says, what's his name? The British guy with the Adam IT, right? He says, ask yourself the questions: why am I injecting voltage? You know, can I cause harm when I'm injecting voltage? And you know, a lot of times, Zach is really good, and he explained this on 2 videos ago, I think it was. He says, if you inject voltage just blindly on a 12-volt short, you could just be blindly injecting voltage into your APU. So, you know, where do you ground? If you're using voltage, where are you grounded to? Where's your ground off point? Where are you injecting to? Have you isolated the APU? There's so many things that you should do before you inject voltage. And back to what I was saying was, I didn't know that when I first started. I just assumed I didn't inject voltage in everything. You know, I'm sure I've ruined a lot of things. But the thing is, you have to know why. And then if you find out that you made a mistake, accept that mistake and be like, yeah, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Thank you. Don't sit there and argue with the person that's trying to say, this is what you did. This is what you might have did. Maybe there's a better way to do it. I'm checking my messages to see if you guys have chimed in at all, but you know, you haven't. There hasn't really been that many people watching, so yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know, my whole thing is take advice. Don't sit there and close yourself off, because there's so much to learn from this community that we have, and if you're willing to accept it, it's like the college. It's like college of electronics, basically. You know, if you're willing to learn, you're willing to accept what they say, you could learn so much. and I've learned a lot, you know, from people like and mainly that's from the people like Joey who accepted advice from people like uh, Adam IT, right? People like uh, Ace Hardware, people like freaking Toltec is the master. You know, like you sit there and watch Toltec's videos, you take all that in because there's nobody better out there to work on a PS5 than Toltec. And then you got people like Ben, Craft Ben, fantastic, fantastic technician, and he's a young guy too. It's so hard for older people like me to accept advice from from younger people. You have to open yourself up. You really do. Soaring is great. Yeah, Oh yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate. I like venting. You know, I like getting on here and I like telling stories. You know, it's fun. You know, this job was easy for me. So you know, I hope a lot of people who maybe watching this for some advice, maybe it'll help them. You know, maybe I did something that on my video that no one else has done before ever. You know, it's very possible. And you know, maybe they take that and run with it. They get an idea from it. But hey, man, thanks for hanging out with me. Uh, you know, if you like and make sure you like and subscribe because I'm very light on the subscribers. And if you could follow me on Discord, that would be great. And if you have any advice, of course, hit me up.